my band is a desert catastrophe, like a taking down bomb and getting diffused as a regime. Don't do podcast, don't do podcast, don't do podcast, but they won't let it bring me down. I rise above.
For full access to Uber Duck, sign up for our premium plan.
Dante's over in the corner. We're in the stairwell at City Center.
Yeah, actually, I haven't been kidnapped.
Dante has not been kidnapped.
I have not. This is a confirmation. I understand that they sound like I'm saying that because I have a gun point in my head. But I assure all my loyal listeners I am here completely my own volition. I'm not tied up.
It's not any gun. It's a very special gun. It's my gun.
No, there's no gun involved.
I like my gun.
Well, I don't care what you like on me, therefore your opinion is irrelevant.
So Dante, what do you do in your free time?
My free time is spent mostly planning my eventual ascension to biological immortality, at which point I will learn all of the skills that I want to, such as computer programming in different languages.
And actually being able to play Factorio.
No. Until then, I will play video games on my computer and speak with my friends that I actually like, not these photos of it.
We didn't kidnap.
We never.
Wink, wink.
No, there's no way. I would never kidnap. That would be crazy.
Yeah?
I can do.
Well, I mean, that and also whatever like you're doing with like whales.
Yeah, what are you doing with whales? Can you explain that?
I wouldn't say it's in my free time, as it's my occupation, the current moment, my job.
Yeah, but money doesn't have any meaning, so like, you know, we're gonna say it's also free time.
What doesn't have any meaning?
Money.
Okay. Well, for my free time, as a geneticist, at the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, which is a government position, you laugh that I am technically a geneticist.
My God.
Like,
He's already in the occupation. He's gonna figure it out soon.
I'm a geneticist in the same way Paul Clark was an official policeman. But essentially, I receive fecal samples and biopsies and mucus and skin scrapings from killer whales, colloquially as they're known, crocodile orca whales, and I input their genetic information into a program called Service. And I say, who's the father? With DNA to find out who is the family.
I got a question. I thought, whales had like blowholes. How do they got mucus? They got no noses.
It's like sneezing.
Oh.
The blowhole is a...
They got a nose on the top of their head?
No, there's no nose involved.
Is it just like one really big schniffers? That way they can tell where
It is what the blowhole is, yeah. One exceptionally large sniffer.
Okay, understood.
And mostly like have mouths. If you can get mucus from.
Dante, would you like some of the bowl of rice?
Would you like some rice, Dante?
I don't see
If there's like no soy sauce, oh no wait, there is.
There's soy sauce.
I don't see how
Is there anything else in there besides just rice?
this song.
Nope.
There's plastic.
Plastic and rice.
I would eat the plastic if you can spare that.
Okay, yeah.
Don't plastic.
It's the food of your victims.
You are what you eat.
My victims. I am what I eat, and I assure you I am 100% you.
So how is this whale mucus collected?
Yeah, wait, how do they get this stuff? This is a good question.
So, in order to track whales,
They shoot them with crossbows.
no, that's just a biopsy. In order to track whales, because if you shoot a whale with something that stays in the food for a long time, you can increase your risk of infection, which isn't good. So they don't do that. Instead, what they do is they have these very long poles, 11-foot poles, because they wouldn't touch orcas with 10-foot long.
That's not that big. That's pretty average.
No, you get it? Like I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, so they bring 11 of them along.
Genius.
It is genius. Other people get that in this podcast, not you. You missed the moment. You disappointed me permanently. You are pathetic. So essentially how it works is this long pole has a tracking beacon attached to it.
Right.
These tracking beacons are buoyant, they have a long antenna, and 4 suction cups on the bottom. And how it works is they'll attach to the pole, and they'll violently slap the whale with the pole. Not violently, that's just to exclaim how visceral the process is.
It is. There's like some force behind how hard they're hitting.
A little bit, yeah, but it's not going to hurt the whale. It's It's like
It's like
if
whenever
I took a little toy suction cup and I stuck it on your face.
Okay, yeah.
And then it stays there, and mucus, because these whales are incredibly pliable, kind of sticks onto the suction cups once it comes off, so you can just like, what's the thing, swap it off.
Yeah.
So you put the pollen blowhole in there.
No.
Mucus.
I don't think you want to put anything in the
It does not go in the blowhole. There's
Nothing
slats
that's
there.
there's only things that go out the blowhole.
Yeah.
Nothing goes in.
If you put something in the blowhole, the whale dies.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
putting something in your
Yes.
throat. Like,
Yeah.
It's like whenever there's like a shark coming at people and it's like, get rotated.
You don't
It's like,
want
it's
it
just,
as long
it's,
as
it
it
dies.
was.
They don't breathe through their mouths.
You want to mess up their plumbing, yes.
Yeah.
They're plumbing.
It's
Today-
It's like blood circulation like you're plumbing.
We have a guest on the Dante podcast as
Oh my
well.
gosh.
One Mr. Charlie.
He just crawled out of the walls as we speak.
Yeah, I'm currently learning about the British gate. I don't know why they want me. I said I was available, but they're still trying to look for me, so.
Damn.
Might have something to do with all those
Threats.
threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
When you ordered an Irish car bomb, I don't think you were talking about the drink, Charlie.
I mean, no comment.
No comment. Good to
No
see you.
comment.
So
I
as-
just heard I was Irish and they mistook my meaning. I actually wanted the drink.
As this podcast is entirely about Dante, do you have a question for Dante?
Do you have a question?
Oh, yes, how many times?
I would just like to quickly interrupt. This is sponsored by Zesty Lemon Emporium.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of shadow governments. That's not a sponsor. That's not me acknowledging your sponsors. That's just me telling you to watch what you say.
Yeah, that's where our deep money funding comes from.
Yeah.
I thought just the only important was kind of backed by the.
You know what? Okay, so we've just lost Nico Sauer, unfortunately. I'm sure he'll be returned to us once he's completed his reintegration training. Until then, Charlie O'Sullivan, do you have any questions for me?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that, I really appreciate the ruling party leader. I just think they're excellent, they're phenomenal people, right? But the Tajik government have just done wonders for our people. It's how long have you been studying mucus? Mucusology, if you will.
Less than 3 months.
Less than 3.
I've just gotten this job. I've just started up. I've just started as the guy who looked at the blood of the whales that have been shot violently with crossbows.
Do you partake in the shooting of the whales of crossbows?
No, goodness, that takes an exponential amount of training. That I do not have. Crossbows are apparently tricky weapons. I'm not a tricky man. I'm a very honest man. I'm not a crook.
You're not a crook.
I'm not a crook.
You've earned everything you got.
I've earned everything I've got. I just want to say this to the podcast audience. I am not a crook.
Yes.
I have everything I've got.
But you are playing Nixon in an upcoming play.
I am playing Nixon in an upcoming play. I'm playing Nixon Watergate Richards in the upcoming Watergate play by Nate.
What?
Yeah, I heard that's a good one. What's the purpose of our schools, really? If not for indoctrination against communism.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I said that.
yeah. It's like,
Really, what are schools for if not to fund the occasional drama play and indoctrinate our people against the uprise of communism?
what
I'm saying.
Like, why else would you have a play starring Nixon, Watergate, Richard? If not, for the indoctrination of our school children.
Exactly. Why indoctrinate would you educate your students when you could just force them into your mindset?
Well, speaking of education,
It has a lovely Nico.
it was
the reintegration same.
it was absolutely wonderful. They treated me like a king there, and by king I mean like King of Kentucky, so not that great. But
Is that like the Burger King guy on the airplane?
no, like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
The state shaped like a nugget.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that actually a thing?
Yeah, no, it's kind of shaped like a nugget.
See,
You gotta
even
look at
someone
it.
as all-knowing and infinitely powerful as I can learn things on the Dante podcast. This is why this exists.
I don't think I went into this learning about the shape of Kentucky compared to a nugget, but now I know. Such is the wonders of education.
I mean, isn't it kind of shaped like a nugget?
Not
a
at
nugget
all.
can be shaped like anything. It's like saying everything, it tastes like bubble gum. Bubble gum can taste like anything.
It tastes like chicken.
What is it? What?
I didn't say anything.
Human tastes like chicken? Not to
That's a
even
weird
human
thing to
flesh?
say. That's a weird thing to say. That's kind of like a weird thing to say.
Or actually, fun fact about human flesh, when it's burning, it kind of smells like popcorn.
Fun fact, I'm a human.
They say you are what you eat.
You are what you
They
eat.
say you are what you eat, and I'm next in line for the Egyptian throne.
Alright, after... Dante, you didn't eat mummies, did you? You never...
Well, it showed up in his old English medical journals.
Yeah, no, there was like an actual treatment.
Mummy, which...
Was that like just like a misspelling, or did that actually...
Yeah, it was a mistranslation.
Yeah, mistranslation.
The Egyptians called mummia, like a different thing, but then the word for mummies was then developed later, and then like people in England read those scrolls and were like, we need mummia, it's like some black tarish substance. And then they went into the tombs looking for mummia, and they found like this black tarish substance growing off of the mummies.
Oh my god.
So they took that and they ate it.
That
And this went on for like 400 years as like common medical practice.
Well, what shape
I like how-
run out of mummies?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's only so many
They
mummies
did.
you can hardly...
They started running out of mummies. That's why we have so few mummies. People ate them.
They also use them in paint.
Yeah.
There was a rather famous painting of his name.
Yeah, never trust that your body won't be desecrated by some British man in a couple thousand years. Because as the ancient rule states, finders keepers.
Losers, weepers.
My favorite thing in human history has to be right of conquest. Exactly. What other reason is there to completely invade and overtake people than right by conquest?
I mean, Dante does kind of look like Christopher Columbus.
Wasn't he like Spanish?
I mean, are you Spanish? No, you're like Brazilians are basically... Well, because, you know, you're Spain.
Look at me, Nico.
I am.
No. I'm not Spanish.
He's Portuguese. I mean,
On to the next question. Who else has a question?
I was supposed to ask you a question.
Dante,
Nathan.
is there something that we haven't discussed yet in previous engagements in the sad room that you would like to share?
Oh, well, you're talking about something else.
Yes. Well, I'm asking you, is there anything out there that like
You'd want to share.
you want to share with the world?
Yeah.
I'm developing play.
Oh yeah.
I'm in that play.
Nate is in that
I'm playing Witch number 2.
Which number 2? How prestigious.
It is.
Oh yes, it's about the
It's-
you know that guy, you might have heard of him, like a
Nick
he's a no, small English writer.
Lenin?
Shakespeare?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Like
Shakespeare.
Lenin. A Russian Lenin? I think it was Lenin.
Did you say Lenin?
He didn't say Lenin.
Lennon was in the Beatles?
Lennon.
Oh, Lennon.
Leaded gasoline.
Okay, well yeah, anyway, so like Shakespeare
Famous English writer led gasoline.
so Shakespeare was kind of an idiot.
That's what I'm saying. Like half of British plays were made when leaded gasoline was very popular. A lot of the culture that they have today is from lead poison.
People was an hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
The global IQ dropped like 15 million points because of it.
what do you mean? No. Like, what do you mean?
Global sum IQ.
I was about to be like, Nick, that would mean we need like, I'm average? What would that be?
Who's aware of the first climate activist?
Genghis Khan.
It is 10 points, Nico Sauer. That's 10 minutes left.
Do I? Because he killed so many people and left an actual information.
That is accurate. On a topological, climatographical scale,
Climatographical.
I feel like you're not. These are scientific terms, Nathaniel. I would know I'm a geneticist, trust me. On a
Why are you talking about
climatograph-
climate science? Okay.
On a climatographical scale, Genghis Khan left a massive carbon footprint because he killed so many people.
And you also have to, this is back in the day when there weren't that many people. Like,
Exactly.
And he killed a lot of people. So it was like a good maybe sixth of like the world.
And the Black Plague.
Well, the Black
Climate
Plague
fighter.
was like it was a little silly, and it kind of kept on going and leaving, and then coming back and then leaving, and everyone was like, hey, Mr. King, is it actually gone? And then they were like, yes, totally.
And then it would come back.
And then it would come back.
You know what? I personally never played. Like, people are always talking about, guys, the climate is going to rise 2 degrees, you know, over our whole ocean nation. What? Why can't you just get everyone to get sick? Okay?
I'm ashamed to admit this. I've never had a plague.
We can prevent the apocalypse by causing a different one sooner.
Yeah, that's accurate. We don't have to die to climate change if we die by nuclear armageddon.
I do have an idea. Just hear me out. So, the climate change happens, our planet doesn't go through. And the water levels rise, it's like water level. We take land and we put it on a boat.
Land boats.
Land boats.
Pretty smart.
Dante, I feel like we've had a long conversation about land boats.
I don't believe we have ever, but that is a brilliant idea, so I'm just going to imprint that in my memory.
It's like
He's going to write it down in his
all of the benefits of land on a boat.
Well, it's like, you just have like a whole little farm, but just on a boat.
Yeah.
Like a big farm.
People are wondering, all these states in Polynesia and stuff, right? They're all in underwater, right?
I mean, who lives in Polynesia?
I don't know, Australia.
Polynesians, I assume?
Okay, just hear me out, right? If they're sinking, then why can't they just float? So smart.
So true.
Honestly, guys, stop complaining, right?
Well, I mean, aren't islands connected to the sea?
Aren't you connected to the sea floor? By a rope and a concrete brick?
In 2 days.
In 2 days? Yeah, my submissions. We need 2 to 4.
Well, shipping
Are you waiting for knee breaker Tony to show up?
Yeah, the shipment for the bricks takes
We're waking.
We're waking up to actin dust. I sweat my brow and I'm feeling my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals.
Imagine.
No.
No.
The thing is,
I disagree.
Someone in Sunking Tony is unfortunately out for a wedding that'll take place over the next 2 to 4 days.
Is he getting married or is he just...
He's attending one. The people to whom the wedding he's attending usually cancel the wedding and get divorced halfway through. So there's a chance he comes back early. Well, that's the burial.
Not to mention the bureaucracy.
You would not believe how many forms I have to sign to get a guy sunk into the bottom of the goddamn river.
Is there a lot of legality behind it?
You're not going The mob is practically turned into the local government with how much bureaucracy we have, okay? I have to sign a goddamn...
You can't even whack a guy.
You can't even whack a guy anymore.
You can't even give a guy a good old whack anymore.
I swear to heck. Okay? Back in my day, the goddamn president could go ahead and break into a Watergate hotel willy-nilly.
Exactly.
Today, you gotta get Form 14A signed, you gotta get C-17 signed.
That is stupid accurate. I wanted to do a drive-by. on Siegel's bagels because he was skimping me on the tax money for the protection racket. I had to sign a freaking 11A form, a casualty form.
Oh, casualty forms also have supplements too. So
They have supplements. There's little forms, lightly.
Who came up with the idea of supplements? You put form inside a form. Just give it out to me on one piece of paper.
I have to put one in a ring. I have to put what their insurance level is.
The weapons that you have.
I have to sign out what weapons I want.
You have to tell them which car you even drove.
Yeah, one time, I needed a screen door for my goon to go smack somebody, and I needed a shield, so I went to the screen door factory, and they said, I'm sorry, we don't sell screen doors to goons anymore. And I was like,
That's discriminatory.
come on, that's discriminatory to goons.
Don't say that.
That's a union.
I'll say this. The forms of bureaucracy have helped with discrimination against goons and other minion-like entities.
That is true.
That is true. Minions are forming unions now.
Yeah, but because they have a union, it makes it hard for like the big fellas like us to properly kill them off whenever they disobey the family.
I know. Or fail at a task.
Fail at a task. Yeah, like how am I supposed to set an example for the rest of my goons now?
I know. Like you used to be able to grab a couple of the boys together at the local noodle shop and just light up a place.
I feel like what's happening is that they're trying to encourage more mob business, but they're saying, or at least they're saying that they are, and they're putting in all these rules and regulations in place to actively hinder this.
So the thing is that the appeal. Oh, he's handing us a bunch of cards.
He's handing us some cards. I'm gonna get the sun because I am light.
I already got one.
I actually had it in my bag is in here.
I got the swamp.
I'll take that.
So I have a desert because I'm dry as fuck.
Essentially, back in the day, the appeal of the mob was it was a lawless society where you could break free of the mold of oppressive capitalism and get ahead in the world by yourself, just by being business-like. And they're still presented like that, but it's not just, you sign up, you go like, hey, I'm a part of the family. No, you gotta go through a process. There's a goddamn screening guy who comes by and threatens your family.
You know how I found the mob?
They take pictures of, like...
I married the boss's sister. That's how I got it.
That's easy. Honestly, one of the only ways you get the mob business high up now is you gotta marry.
To be fair, he did try and kill me. So I guess you could say that was like my interview application, but like...
That is, you could say that.
You know what? People are always talking about, the big mob guys, right? But what about the mom pop?
Yeah.
The mom and pop.
The mom pop, okay? Like, I swear to God, right? I swear to God, I was just trying to do the simple, massive cocaine seizure, okay? I was just trying to go ahead. Seizure.
Hold on.
Stick it first.
Yeah, hold on. We may have to end this podcast.
Sorry.